The disrupted ecological genesis of the planet puts on the scales of survival the innermost energy essence of man, pure spirit. Psychogenerators are no longer just a military secret. Genetic engineering and cloning question the very basis of creation, the man. Floods, fires, broken ozone layer, mutants. This is not a horror film, but the current reality on the planet Earth. Is this the apocalypse? Not yet. But what could save us on the verge of destruction? The awareness of the global universal relationship between everything and everybody. It's a mere step from a particle of sand to the universe. Shall we make it? Osiris, the forces of equilibrium, expect that from us. This is not a fairy tale, but the truth of life. It is for the first time that Osiris sends messages and pictures from superior levels of the divine world with a special purpose directed at all human beings on the earth, irrespective of their faith, nationality, or age.
You are all children of God, and you ought to live in welfare and the beautiful love of God. We are sending you a picture message of unification with a number of symbols and entwined prayers to you, people on the earth. Take a look at the Holy Cross, the cross of life and immortality, as we call it, the universal cross, and the fire of spirit. Changes have taken place with you. The ecological and spiritual balance has been disrupted, and this is not good for us in the above space either. There are laws observed on the earth too. The greeting we're sending you by means of pictures and messages should also be a warning. Protect the mother land. She is your guardian and also the essence of the earth's foundations. Think, why have you come to this earth? Where have you come from? And where are you headed? Open your souls, and in these wonderful days of renovation, look at the sky. We are there, the universal brothers from Osiris constellation, who watch and take care of the universal balance. Do accept in your souls the great truth, the story you believe and don't believe in. We stand by you, the forces of equilibrium. Remember this and awaken the divine sparkle in your souls.
What happens with the energy of the souls separated from people when they leave our world? Where are they off to? And are they of any significance to the universal balance? The invisible world, fantasy or truth? This is the knowledge received from Osiris, the forces of balance in the universe. Who are Osiris?
We are fluids, capable of gathering great speed of movement, thousands of times faster than the light. This can be explained to some extent, but there is something that would sound still more shocking. Our communication is realized through the cerebral cell centers of the humans that have been necessarily developed for this purpose. This has been programmed, but not completely, because anybody can receive and transmit signals, but not anyone is in a position to do so, for reasons of evolutionary development.
And if some evening you start staring at the starlit sky, take a look at the Great Bear constellation, the mind of Osiris, the fluidic energy essence, guards of the balance, they are there, right beyond the Great Bear. The mouthpiece of information from Ozaris is Tanya, a kindergarten teacher from Bulgaria, a descendant of an ancient Thracian family. She was born in the village of Bruslian, Stranja Mountain, and lives in Burgas, Bulgaria. She has had a conscious mutual telepathic contact since her childhood. In 1990, when she was 46, Ozaris constellation asked her to become their ambassador. After a sacred ritual of conversation in the name of God, with the sacred promise that she would not divide people according to nationality and faith, rich and poor, friends and enemies, she attended their cosmic school. Everything there was taught by means of pictures, messages, observations, conversations, and arrow meditation. As to Tanya's question, is it possible for a picture or message to change people's thinking? The answer is:
It is possible, Tanya. Everybody has a soul, and the soul is wise. He who has eyes, let him see, and he who has ears, let him hear. And our little bells in form of pictures and messages will start ringing for the people on the earth and will wake them up for meditation. Where have we come from? Why are we here on this planet? Where are we headed?
Tanya receives these pictures and messages in the form of energy obtained from the universe. For the first time in Earth's history, a greeting is received from the universal mind through Ozaris, the forces of equilibrium, in the form of thematic exhibitions. During these exhibitions, Tanya maintained telepathic contact with Ozaris from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The messages were transformed in the form of greeting cards and writings. The Christmas exhibition was entitled Nature, Man, Cosmos, while the spring one was Soul, Emission. Spring and first day of Christmas, this is not by chance. These exhibitions give a greeting and direction of a new way of thinking, unification of science and religion. The first message picture sent from Ozaris constellation to all people on the earth for unification of the nations irrespective of their color or beliefs is the universal Christmas Madonna, accompanied by text. The Christmas Madonna is an embodiment of wisdom of life as part of the universal mind. In the cosmic halo of the Madonna are interweaved the universal cross, the messenger, bird, the divine fire, symbol of the spirit, a greeting, the word appeal for awakening of every person, letters from the glagolitic alphabet, L for love, the code of the universe, the pyramids, and many other symbols.
To this picture, I would say it's a very deep picture for the meditation. And in this picture, it's not what you can compare to the material picture. It's something very spiritual, And you can see in this the different universal aspects. You can see the ocean, you can see the fire in this, you can see different living entities, and you can see the stars and moons, and all behind all this is the universal mother. That mother who is the energy behind taking care of all these things, because the material world is depending on the mother. Mother is the divine mother, as the goddess who is taking care of this material world under the supervision of God. So I expressed this to Tanya also about her other pictures, that these pictures have very special messages, And in this particular picture, you can get many, many messages, and all, according to the individual, what you call viewpoint. It's this picture is first thing I wanted to say is it's something beyond dimensions, the material dimension. This is something which is on the supernatural dimension. The background that this picture is not painted like by an artist. This is like a message. She became the channel, and in this time she was getting the message, and she brought the message in the form of this picture.
It is through this picture that people will be healed. Because it radiates very good energy, people will carry it with them. Time will come when it will become a symbol of mankind.
At the request of the Universal Brothers, the consecration of the card, the Christmas Madonna of the Universe, has been carried out in the Temple of the Holy Virgin in Burgas, Bulgaria, and the consecration of their book, Osiris is with you, in the Assumption Church in the town of Plovdiv.
Кога се запознахте с Таня, с Озарис, въобще с феномена на контакта?
Беше октомври 1993 година.
When did you meet Tanya, Osiris, the whole phenomenon of the contact? It was in October 1993 at a presentation of one of my books in Burgas. Of course, Tanya and her friend Donna knew I was coming there and knew that we would meet. It was a really interesting acquaintance which left between us firm traces, deep impressions, and a friendship lasting more than 7 years. Osiris is one of the huge elements that unites the minds, the intellects of those souls which have been resident on earth and have gone away, but have not disappeared. Because, as our thoughts are immortal, the same way our souls are immortal, a man lives physically on the earth for some time, grows up here, passes his earth school, the physical body remains in the material circle while the soul, the spirit, goes back to the universe. It is Osiris who unites the human souls in this universal harmony and takes care of the balance, the universal and spiritual balance. The knowledge I've had before the contact has grown immensely. And all this information, it is not addressed to me for my personal satisfaction. It is addressed to all people. Through Osiris, the universe is sending us a wealth of information which helps us come to scientific conclusion useful for all the people. This means that Osiris is a force that helps all scientists, all the people on the planet, because the concern for the ecological, material balance, and future of the planet, the people and their souls, is an alarm sounding in the universe. It is heard by the people on the planet and should urge us to look with common efforts for the solutions of the problems we have created for ourselves. That's why our souls should be awakened by the bells of Osiris, and they ring alarmingly. It is time for us to shake off and face what God, by means of Osiris, wants from us, to help goodness, spiritual balance, and happiness reign over the entire world.
Силите на Озарис иска от нас, за да възцарим доброто, равновесието, душевното равновесие и щастието.
The Madonna of the universe that has come from the celestial space as a greeting to the people on the earth wishes health, love, and liberation of the spirit from the prejudice and unveiling of the eternal delusions that may last forever. Remember, people, you come and leave this earth. You are visitors, but also forerunners of the best. All depends on you and your good thoughts. Remember, accept our appeal for goodness and unification that should bring together all people on the earth. This comes from us. What should come from you is a quest for eternity and good that we call universal love. We wish all people on the earth to love each other and to take care of the universal balance.
Every religion is teaching us love in the past also, in the present also, in the future. This is the time, special time, that in past people were looking to go in the temples, in the churches. Now we have to be very honest to ourselves, to our God in our heart, and to make ourselves the temple of God.
It doesn't matter that I am, for example, Muslim or Christian. What counts most is that we pray to one God. We say Allah while you say my God. He, whether God or Allah, is one and the same deity.
Какво всъщност представлява Бог? Бог, казваме, че е един. Един е, защото информацията...
What actually is God? We say He is one because He is the information fund of the universe, that power that reigns over the whole world. That is God in our scientific language. This universal mind is one and the same for everyone, which means that God is also one and the same for all of us. This intelligent mind repeatedly sends us information that we all exist in one entity. There are no favorites. Everybody contacts with the universe. We all, through our thoughts, emit information by means of mental energy waves. Physics has confirmed that energy is neither created nor lost, but only transformed. That means that the information held in this energy remains in the universe. But where exactly? It forms this universal information fund, this universal mind from which we constantly receive and transmit information. Here comes the great responsibility of each person, because everyone with their thoughts can positively or negatively influence the universal mind.
Nothing that we say from Osiris constellation is new. The ideas express wisdom long forgotten.
Love each other. Love each other, and you'll realize that everything is love. A striving for fraternity, truth, and love. We wish all people on the earth to come to their senses, purify themselves, and be aware of the fact that everyone contributes to this purification, the great purification of the soul. And nobody should ever think of themselves as unimportant, unneeded, or unloved. Nobody, ever, because everything in this world is linked together. Everything. Remember, all things are links of a chain, although this chain is heavy and sometimes invisible, not material, but existing. Help our appeal to become a reality for every human being in the world, and then paradise will come to the earth for everything and everybody. Your future depends on you. Blessed be children of the nature, children of the universal mind. Your enlightenment is coming. Be good, be wise, and look forward to the light approaching light. Find strength in your souls and open your eyes. Osiris is with you.
Think that there is another world, invisible for your eyes, but thinking of you, thinking of all of you, because you and we exist in one entity. Remember that and keep this union between heaven and earth. Select everything that is constructive from each religion, and may the Christmas Madonna of the universe be your guide. We love you, O Zaris.